Hello and welcome back to another video by me, Kovu07. If you're new around here, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment if you got anything for me or just about this video content where I'll just make random videos. Right, so today it's going to be my reaction to the Tottenham and Liverpool Champions League final. It's an unbelievable road to the final of the Champions League for both English clubs, and it's been a very amazing road, or amazing journey for both of them to actually land in the final. So my reaction today, from a Tottenham point of view, as I'm a Spurs fan, I am mega disappointed with the way Tottenham lost the final. And it doesn't matter that Tottenham lost the final, that's not what's bothering me, but it's the way they lost. In the first minute, Spurs conceded a penalty. Musa Sissoko conceded what is believed to be handball. Now, the UEFA rules haven't changed yet for next season, which means if you make your body any way, shape or form any way bigger to block that ball using your arms, it's an immediate handball decision. And it is a little bit iffy penalty, if I'm honest. Okay, so Musa Sissoko blocks the ball and the ball hits his armpit. So imagine the diameter of the football, hits his armpit, and then I think it hits his arm on the way down, and it's given as a penalty. Now, I think it is the correct decision, but I can't even remember who it was. I haven't even rewatched the match since, but it's the way that it's happened that has really thrown me. And the whole Sunday afterwards, I just felt a little bit depressed. And you know, in the opening minute, the referee has to decide. Okay, VAR might overrule the decision, but the referee has to decide. This is the first minute of the final. This sets the tone of the whole Champions League final. This will set the tone, and for me, it just completely deflated Spurs. And Hugo Lloris went to save the penalty and just goes a little bit too early from Salah, and it's a good penalty, to be honest. And you know, yeah, Spurs lost, but they lost because from that first minute they were doomed. And you know, we didn't get a chance to see the final open up, end-to-end action. And I thought, you know, maybe, okay, if Spurs lose, it's going to be a good loss. You know, they're going to attack, they're going to try, and you know, it just never happened. Every time Spurs attacked down the flanks, Son one side, Danny Rose the other, it came to nothing. And the expression I've heard a lot is bringing a knife to a gunfight. Well, Spurs, personally for me, didn't bring anything, and now a lot of you might disagree, and that's totally fine. And you know, it was just nothing but air at the end of every attack. They couldn't get past the defence, and Van Dijk, as always, is pleasant to watch to defend from a neutral point of view. And Spurs just couldn't. I think that first minute penalty decision has really rocked them. And you know, every chance Spurs missed, that was just like this, unbelievable. And you know, that was like that all game. And second half was better from Spurs. They attacked more, but nothing at the end. So the final third of the pitch, they couldn't find that touch that could take it past Alisson. Eriksen did get a free kick. I think was tipped over or something. But yeah, I haven't rewatched the final, and I don't really want to at the moment. You know, recording this on a Monday morning, I'm a little bit feeling a little bit sore, a little bit bitter maybe, and Spurs just didn't capitalise on any chances. And towards the end of the game, last couple of minutes, sucker punched by Divock Origi's goal. And to be fair enough to Liverpool, you know, they played well, they deserved to win, but I felt it was very much an unfair win. But on the day, in the final, it doesn't matter how you play, does it? You get that goal, you get the win. But I just wanted to see a little bit more end to end, a little bit more action, a little bit more pizzazz in the game, and you know, it was just one-sided from after that penalty decision. And yeah, I am bitter about it, but on a positive note, my souvenir matchday programme has come. I ordered this from the Tottenham website, £10 plus £4.99 raw mail delivery, and it come this morning. And it just, if you've got one of these, it's a little bit about both teams' journey in the Champions League. It gives the full lineup of each team in different positions, and yeah, it's just a little bit about both teams, about Tottenham's journey, and then about Liverpool's journey. I haven't read this properly yet, but I've just flipped through it like this, and it's got previous winners, and unfortunately Tottenham isn't there. This is obviously made before the final took place, and Liverpool's name will be next to Real Madrid in next year's final if they do one. So Liverpool and Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa were the powerhouses back in the late 70s, early 80s, and from what I'm looking by this, only Manchester United, from the only English team to win a Champions League in the 90s, and Liverpool and Manchester United, the only English team to win it in the 2000s, and now Chelsea and Liverpool. Again, Liverpool have been involved. Most of that trophy number 6 for them in the Champions League, and fair enough to them. And yeah, that's just how I feel as a fan, as a football fan. If I was a neutral, I think I still would be disappointed that the game wasn't end to end. It was pretty boring. A lot of comments I've read online on social media said how boring the game was. You know, it was just stick in the mud, really. You know, it just wasn't enough entertainment. And the 3-week build up, you know, Liverpool coming 3-0 down, coming from behind 3-0 down to Barcelona in the first leg to win at home 4-0, and then Spurs are 1-0 down at home, having to go to Ajax and to try and win the game, and then they go 2-0 down on the night, 3-0 on aggregate, and having to get those 3 important goals and Lucas hat-trick to cement them into the final. And then the 3-week build-up, you know, the Premier League, the final game of the Premier League, the FA Cup final, and now the build-up to the Champions League, and it's just like over in the first minute. And I think personally there's a little bit of similarity with the Tottenham players, especially with this Champions League final and the England semi-final last year, that they just felt so deflated. Maybe it's a long season. They play loads of games in the Champions League and in the FA Cup, League Cup, and you know, last year you had the World Cup on top, and I think it just deflated them. And now Harry Kane and the Spurs players and some Liverpool players are going to join up with the England squad to go play in the Nations League semi-final against Switzerland. So, you know, it's just one of those things where it just happens, doesn't it? And I'm really hoping that next season that Tottenham will be back in the final. I'll be disappointed if they don't, but you know, what an incredible Champions League journey. Almost going out of competition in the group stage, and then against City and Ajax in the quarter and the semi-finals to get to the final, and just to lose the way they did. Unfortunate. I don't blame Sissoko, and I'm not going to blame Musa Sissoko for conceding that penalty. It's just unfortunate. Apparently he was pointing behind to the player to direct another player to get to this side of him, and it's just an unfortunate incident, and c'est la vie, as they say. Right, so that's the end of my Champions League review, reaction, moaning, whatever you want to call it. If you've reached the end, I thank you, I appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. All comments welcome. So, well, thank you and peace out, everyone.